Are you talking?
Yo, man's cooking. You get me, girls? Yeah, me got the. See that there? Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. Anyway.
so it's not the actual sex then. You said it's the art. It's the
shit,
aftermath. Yeah, that's right. I'll just pretend I'm not.
It's the aftermath. Yes. I need to put this down a bit. Yeah, like there's the. I just find this pattern where it's like, I'm very clear. This is what I want. I want to bang. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're very clear. They also want the same.
Yeah.
And we do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm gassed, innit? Because that was a fucking great experience. So I want to do this like a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then in that process, it becomes a little bit less about them in terms of like getting to know their whole journey, like the whole getting to know someone a bit more.
Yeah.
Because you're having that good time, so you don't talk too much. You're just kind of having a little drink, or you're sitting down, you're watching a movie together.
Yeah.
You are doing talking, you are getting to know each other, but you're not getting to know each other as much as you would if that sex did happen.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
In my experience,
yes,
I mean.
All right, that's fine when you say that in your experience, but it's not the sex, then, is it? It's not because of the sex.
You're making it mean. No, because I'm still looking at the sex.
Because I had sex. You're making it mean because you guys had sex.
No, it's not because we had sex. It's just that I want to focus more on the aspect of getting to know them before the sex happens.
You just said it, bruv. You just said, when we have the sex, blah blah, it's about the aftermath. Because then once we're trying to have sex, because then you're more in that space of we're meeting up, we're just hanging out, we're not really getting to know each other, we're having sex. Well, guess what? Do you know one thing that will change that? That you just keep trying to get to know her. And have sex. And have sex at the same time. When you both want to have it with each other.
Do you know what? Maybe I just need more time to work out what it is now. Like, maybe I'm just freestyling this one, innit? Like, maybe I'm just freestyling shit. Maybe I'm just throwing suggestions out there, but really they're not really true to me. Maybe that's the
Yeah. Well, that's what I said to you. Maybe you're doing something to protect yourself.
Yeah. Maybe.
So
that might be right. Yeah.
Maybe. Hey,
because I do find myself sometimes being like, do you know what? That's the last one. You know, like that kind of like attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I hate that when you get like that. But you can't help it, innit? Like just.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, because that sometimes happens. Like being humans, like it's just a reaction, a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
It's not that probably won't ever happen. It's not that. Well, I can say from my experience, it's not like that doesn't happen to me. I don't experience that from time to time. But then when that happens, when you're aware, remember I was talking about the whole awareness thing.
Yeah.
Back in the day, when I was doing the one with Robin.
Mm.
Talking about the gym and all that.
Yeah.
When you're aware of it, then it's up to you
how you choose
to deal with it.
Yeah.
So when I'm aware that comes up, when I'm in the moments of, do you know what, F it, that's it, F all girls in the whole wide world, I'm gonna be a complete jerk, dick, blah blah.
Yeah.
And I might have that little rant for a little bit, but I know
that was
in the bigger picture, that's definitely not gonna be best for me and for any other girls who I'm gonna hang out with. And it's not really going to give me the experience that I want. So, this whole thing that you're saying about the sex, like when I say you're making it bigger than what it is, yes, I get that it's an important aspect, but you're making it bigger in the sense of, like, if you have sex, it messes things up, or it does this, or it does that.
No, it's not that. No, I don't mean that. How can I put this? Because if we go out on a night out, and there's a girl who wants to do this thing, she doesn't give a fuck about getting to know me. She doesn't even want to know my name. Yeah, that's different. Yeah. So it's not that I don't want to do it, but there's a level of female that I might choose to just say, I like this girl's vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I don't want to rush this thing, like in terms of the bang. Like, I just want to pick out and look a bit. And I could do that when I'm banging her. I know I can do that. Have sex with her the first night and still do that. I know that.
Do you though?
But
have you tried that?
In a way, that's kind of apart from my last situation, which was shocking, like, it has actually led up to eventually going into it.
Going into what were you?
Into starting to get to know them and I don't want to just have sex with any girl. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, but dude,
obviously,
no, but I get to choose.
I know I get to choose, but but how can I choose from the first night? Like, I'm not gonna know much about that girl from the first night. She could be lying about everything she's saying. She could be saying all the right things. I'm thinking, yeah, and then back, like, what I mean is that I just kind of want to just
wait.
I'm a bit on the Noria vibe, a piece, like a little bit on the Noria vibe, because it is about
what
for connection.
You say you're going to Noria vibe, yeah? The criticisms, the being pissed off kind of vibe.
No,
got love for you, kind of. Well, I mean, jeez, this is smelling up good. Boy, whoever's the wife is going to be lucky.
You got to wait a few years. You got to wait a few years for this.
Okay.
Wait a few years for this.
Oh, we got Harry over there.
Just listening.
She's listening at the moment.
Listening. She's getting
all shy. She can join in a bit. But yeah, like.
Right,
so you're saying is that
I've got standards and levels. I've got standards and levels, and I'm choosing. Yeah, but the ones that I find a quality in, I want to respect. That nani, I just want to be like you know, like I just want to wait. I want to be patient, blood. There's some I don't need to be patient because I know what time it is. I know exactly what they're on. Like, but there's a level of category of girl that I'm willing to wait the six. Even like, for example, I met a girl and we're vibing, and she decides that I don't want to have sex with anyone until 3 months time. I will wait the 3 months. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I would say that's a problem, am I?
No,
that's what I'm saying. But you weren't saying that.
To do
but you weren't saying that. That's different.
No,
that's different to what you said before.
No, it's different because
before we started recording. Yeah,
it's different. It's different because I've said what the girl's situation would be if she done the 3 month thing. Yeah. I said I agree to it.
Yeah,
but I will do it. I'll do it on my own back as well. Like, I will do it on my own back.
Yeah, but on your own back, you're saying that you're gonna
you're gonna
prolong having sex. You're saying you're gonna prolong having sex with a girl that you're getting to know, who you might be, who you're interested in. Obviously, if you're not interested in the girl, then you're not going to try to keep getting to know her. So that's different. But if there's this girl, you're interested in her, you're getting to know her, and part of the getting to know her is also getting to know part of her body in that way.
I'm going to.
But you just said that you.
No, I will.
But you were saying before you're going to prolong. You were saying you will. You're saying that. Yeah, but when you say you will wait, are you saying you will wait? You're changing what you're saying now. And you know you are. That's why you're grinning like that.
Man doesn't know.
It's not about when you're saying about waiting. Are you saying you're going to wait for when she's ready? Not problem. Or are you saying you're purposely putting it off? Because that's what you were saying before.
Oh, the purposely thing.
Yeah, you were saying that you're going to purposely.
I would
paraphrasing.
I would like to know that I could wait a little bit longer.
Look, all I've got to say is, right, you know what you said earlier about one of the topics that we could have, yeah? Which was basically about...
This.
What was it? How did you title it? Why do girls like drama?
Do they like drama?
Huh?
Do they? Because it's not a statement, it's like, that's a question.
Do they like drama?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we know they do.
Yeah,
why do they like drama?
No, you do, yeah? Would you say... Would you say women in general like drama, like just a little bit of a kick, like
no. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's not a lie.
That's a lie.
No.
Both brothers lie.
It's a question though.
Stupid question.
It's a stupid question.
I mean,
I've had a lot of girls say like that are my friends. See, friendship's different. Like when you're friends with a girl and you talk to them and they will admit things, they'll say, "Do you know what? Like, this guy did this, and do you know what? It's just that I just wanted to argue back." Like, and they'll say something like that, and I'm like, but it's not that they love it, but
it's a stupid question because you haven't said you haven't got any context whatsoever.
Okay.
I don't know whether you're talking about the female sex,
Yeah.
every single female in the world.
Generally,
Or
yes.
generally, yes, but
Yeah.
with regards
Oh, I
to
don't know
what?
about. Well, you meant in the world? Well, I suppose you
With
mean.
regards to what? Looking after their children? No, you're
No.
not saying that.
No,
are you?
no,
Exactly.
no.
Is there some drama happening right now, though? Is there some drama happening right now?
No. This is
That's a good point. Alright, that's a good point. So,
We have to be
in the area of love life,
Yeah.
love,
with a guy.
boyfriend, girlfriend, dating,
Yeah.
do women? And this is Junior said this, not me.
That's a question. It's not a statement. It's a question.
Oh, question. Do women like drama in that area?
Like to spice up a
Sorry,
relationship.
it's some-
Just to spice up a relationship.
No, I'm sorry,
Like,
in
just to
life.
kind of get a little bit
No,
out of the
that's
guy.
what I don't think so.
Sorry.
I don't think so. I wouldn't say they like it. Maybe they cause it. I wouldn't say the two are always related. I've caused some
That's a good point,
situations.
actually.
What's that again?
I've caused
The
some
word like.
situations in my relationships that have been dramatic, but I never intended them to be like that. It's just
It just
females can
happened.
be quite emotional and things get all out of control.
Yeah.
And maybe you perceive things to be dramatic when actually there's a frustration or it's emotional or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this. I hear what you're saying. The reason why I brought that up is
Yeah.
because what you're saying right now,
Yeah.
that's occurring to me as drama.
Oh, scheme.
Like you're complicating things. All this stuff that you're saying, that's how it occurs.
I'm not saying there isn't drama. There can be a lot of drama
No.
around girls in relationships, but whether they try and be dramatic, that's different, I think. Is that cryptic?
No, that makes sense.
No, but you know my whole thing, Ash, is like if I met a girl
Yeah.
and we went for a drink and I was talking to her normally, we're just hanging out, we're having a drink, we're laughing or whatever. What I mean is that it's gonna be more focused on us as human beings, just spending time together and understanding each other's journeys and stuff like that.
Yeah. Sex is part of
Yeah,
that.
sex is part of that.
Yes.
But what I mean is that I don't want it to occur like that's one of my intentions in the beginning stages. I don't want it to occur like that.
Yeah, but
Now, if we're flirting, say we're flirting and stuff through the third date maybe, and we start to show that we really would take it to that point. But my initial wanting to get to know that girl is wanting to get to know that girl.
why you're making it so complicated.
No.
But what if you
because-
meet someone you want to sleep with?
And then I will sleep with them. But I'm looking for my best friend, guys. Remember what I'm trying to say? I'm looking for my best friend.
Alright, so in relation to a girl.
Yes.
So in relation to.
In relation to a girl that
You didn't say
I
that before. No, you said women. You said girls. No, earlier when we were talking.
No, I said no.
I said
I said
where are you at now?
Yeah, a specific type of girl. I said
No,
there's
yeah.
different types of
Yeah.
girls.
So when I said where you at in your with women and stuff,
Yeah.
that's what you came out with.
With
You
women,
did
yeah.
point out
Yeah.
that yes, in terms of a partner that you'd want to have a friendship with,
Yeah.
like there is actually a friendship there. You did say that.
Yeah, I want it to be.
But wait a second. These girls that you're getting, again, it's not making like. In a way, it's not making sense. No, but when I say it's not making sense, like these girls you're gonna meet, giggity. Yes.
Some man does it. Let me
That looks good. I'm gonna try it that way.
See what time it is, blood. See that? Look how that's just sticky icky.
That's nice.
Turmeric.
They're hungry.
See, ladies? This is how I do it. You get me? Just don't piss me off.
Don't piss him off. Don't piss him off. So,
Okay.
alright. Oh, I'm confused, man. See, why are you separating it? See, this is why. Alright. Obviously, I can talk from my own point of view.
Yeah.
And everyone has their different point of view.
Yeah.
So that's fine. The reason why it sounds like you're complicating it, right? In what I'm hearing,
Yeah.
is because it's like you have it. With these kind of girls, it's this way. These kind of girls, it's this way. These kind of girls, it's this way. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
But there is
And it's not a problem. And there's not a problem with that.
Yeah.
Versus the whole. All right, the essence of what you want, right, with a best friend, your best friend partner, right, is
So
what would you
joke.
say?
Just to bust so much joke.
But that's the doing. What's the essence of you say?
No. Our being has to be open. It has to be open.
Openness,
Just,
right?
Just friendship, man. Like just whatever friendship means.
Well, no. You can't just say no. Let's actually like make something up from nothing, and you don't have to stay with it if it's not what it is. But make like that you can define something.
I just love when you're hanging out with a girl.
Yeah.
And she's just your friend, and you're busting bare joke, and she's telling you about another guy, but you're not jealous. But you still fancy her.
Yeah.
You still like her. You're still attracted to her. But you don't see it as like, oh, this is my girl.
What's the essence?
I like that. The essence is the openness and the freedom.
The openness and freedom.
To both be how you are.
Openness and freedom to both be how you are.
Yeah.
Bang. So you know when I said about like in regards to how the journey that I'm on.
Yeah.
And like it's not even there for me necessarily where I'm like, oh, a relationship or a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But in terms of how I want to experience and spend time with women, that I connected to that through what the essence of what that would be for me if I was to be spending time with one girl. Like if I was to spend the rest of my life with one girl, like how I'd like that to be. And it's similar, and it's different words, but it's similar in the sense of, yes, we're hanging out, that's what it would look like. Yeah. But just that, being able to just be with each other, that being, and that chilling, and of course connecting, all of that, right? That's the essence. Now, obviously everyone's different, we deal with it in different ways, so that's fine.
Anissa?
Oh, if you want to try it, go for it. Otherwise, I'm happy with just putting it on mine. But if you, I know it would probably be nice. But it depends on what you know.
I feel like getting more chicken tomorrow. Because that looks like it's not.
That's not what I stay here today. Yeah. So
I'm cooking for us on Wednesday, Harry. By the way.
Oh,
you happy with that?
Yeah.
That's when I get paid.
I've got to meet that guy to do a sketch before we paint.
Oh yeah.
On Wednesday evening, so I'll just let you know. But
yeah, no.
I'd love to eat, and hopefully I will.
So yeah, all right. So then, how I'm choosing to flow.
I'm not forgetting the onion hair.
I don't. It's alright.
No, the onion could be for the mince.
It's looking after me while I'm here in Barcelona.
Oh
no. So what was I saying?
Okay, let's go to the table, guys.
Okay, give it a
Let's quickly do this thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna clean up though.
Thank you, guys. Guess it's to like give our bodies nutrition and quite Amen. Thank you for Julia for cooking. Thank you. And what I was saying was, being connected to that essence of what it is, that you desire with a girl. Right, this is how I look at it. And so you'll hear some of it or not, blah blah. So I look at it if I do ever end up wanting to be in that relationship, whatever we're gonna create, but a relationship, right? I would like the essence of what I desire to be present.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have to wait until I'm in a relationship to experience the presence of it.
which is just us being able to be with each other and connect. And it's chill, like the essence. And then what it looks like, we're having a laugh, we're having fun, all that other stuff, but just being able to be with each other. I don't have to wait until I'm in a relationship to experience that. So I can start being that way now. And wait a sec, I can be that way with all the girls who I'm interested in that way, that show up in my life. And if, like as I said, I don't have an intention, but if I did do at some point, I'm like, oh, do you know what? I'd like to be in a relationship. I have a girlfriend. The whole journey, it's just part of the journey. Because all that's going to happen is we're just going to keep doing the same essence stuff. The only difference is I mainly start doing it to that degree with one girl, and to deepen it more with that one girl. Versus, I only can do that maybe with that kind of girl. Or I only can do, like, let's say love as well. The presence of love. I can experience that with every girl. Whether they have that from me or not, I can experience having love. Being in that loving energy. With all of them. Whether we've had sex or not, whether we've just... however it's looked. Because, for example, if I just keep loving and loving and loving and loving and loving, then I'm having the experience that I actually would want to have with... that I imagine that I could only have with one girl. But I'm having it... It could just be with one girl, but I'm having... It's not limited to just one girl. But if I choose that I want it to be with just one girl, or if it's a deepen, then bam. So that girl that you're saying, for example, that kind of girl where you're like, oh, it might just be, on the bang thing now. That might happen, but I can still experience the essence of love.
No, I agree on that, because in a way, I might wait 30 days and then die.
Yeah, that's my point. That's my point.
Well, I didn't actually say that, but that was one thing that goes in my head. It's that experience of being in the now, that presence. It's the presence.
And you can experience that if you're just having a conversation with her. Or you can experience that if you're having sex with her. You can experience that if you're playing pool, doing whatever it is you're doing. Having a drink. Like, whatever you guys do, you could use to enhance what you're wanting to have present already, not try to bring what you want present. Did you hear that one, Black? Did you hear that one, Black?
No, please, one more.
So,
let's soak this one in.
You could use the things that you guys do, that you get up to enhance what you both are bringing present already. Not versus doing the stuff to bring that in.
That's what I've been doing. And what happens? Conversations. That conversation. Where are we going?
But you can even use that to enhance. So let's say the experience, what you want to have present. You said what you want to have presence is the openness and freedom to be yourself, right? When you guys are playing pool, you can use that as the moment to enhance that. When a girl wants to have that conversation with you, use that to enhance the moment of you being open and free. So then you express from that place, open and free, whatever that is. Whereas what might be happening in those kind of conversations, it makes you shrink. So then you don't feel so open or free. Maybe you start to feel resistant or whatever. But it's not because of this. It's not because of the conversation. It's because of how you're being about the conversation. Remember, if we bring it all back to being.
Just realised I'm in there.
If we bring it back to being, it's like about it all. It's all about the being. It's how you're being in relation to all of it. Like in terms of
whether it's this way or that way. Okay,
yeah,
so I mean,
like sex and stuff, you could be like, it is all what it is. Like sex is what it is. Playing pool is what it is. Having a conversation is what it is. Cuddling is what it is. Hugging, kissing, choosing to buy a house together, or whatever. It's just a doing. It is what it is. That's all it is. How you're being about it is what gives you your experience about that doing.
Yeah, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if you're trying to, so you know, like a lot of people, you know, sometimes want relationships because they want to find that love. You're trying to seek the love or to seek happiness.
Yeah.
And there's loads of stories where obviously you hear a relationship can do that and a relationship doesn't do that.
Yeah.
But it's not the relationship, it's the person. If you're, you know what, I just want to go in love, or I want to be happy, or whatever it is, then you can use the relationship to enhance your happiness.
Yeah.
And if it's something with that person where it's not enhancing it, then obviously it's most likely not a match to being in your life. So there's sex, for example, how I was hearing it when you're saying it, or the possibility I was trying to say is there, even if you choose not to still, which is fine. But the possibility, you're saying you want to get to know someone that could, like the way you want to connect, you can use when you both have sex as that same opportunity to do that same connecting and getting to know each other. When you have sex, you both can laugh as well.
Yeah.
You both can have fun. It can be very intimate as well.
No, I hear that, and that's been happening already. It's not that that's not been there. But
So that's why I said, is it you trying to not do that sex thing now? Is because it's partly a reaction because you're trying to protect
maybe
yourself.
it's a reaction.
Because obviously things didn't end badly. But when anything ends, you still experience some sadness. Oh yeah.
Bon appetit.
So how far have we got on this discussion?
We've got as far as understanding. I've understood. Maybe it's a defense mechanism a little bit. My choice.
Well,
Not my choice, but just how I viewed it a little bit.
I don't think you, but I think everyone, like not you specifically, like we try and fix things based on what went wrong, and actually, like maybe you're not supposed to be with the people that you have been with, and if you change everything. Hang on, I'm getting the wrong angle with this.
No, you are.
Everything that you're trying to fix is for people that you perhaps aren't meant to be with anyway. So if you fix stuff before, I don't know, there's things that you probably don't need to change for maybe the right person. And you're trying to change it before you've even met them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the sex thing, like they were saying, where the effect is the aftermath, happen with those particular girls.
Yeah.
But there may be other girls where there may not be that kind of aftermath. And it might actually be a blossoming friendship that might come up. Where are you?
Show yourself.
We're going to put this on all the dating sites in the world.
Yeah. Find Mike, he's left. No, you don't need to find my life. No, it's not
the
that.
same thing, though.
It's not that. It's just.
Like what I said, Maria,
Yeah.
she wants to be able to connect with a guy. But the general space where she was coming from recently has been like these criticisms of guys, negative, like oh they're just some idiots and blah blah blah. So she's not even letting herself be in the space to be able to connect. So she's not letting herself be in the space to be able to connect. Then how is she going to be able to discern the guys who could be right for her to connect with if she's not connecting?
That was just happening.
So the same
experience, yeah.
Yeah, so with your thing, when you're like, where are they? I do understand what you're saying when you're kind of like, where are they?
So I know the way I make it sound like the unknown species, like just not alive yet.
Wow.
They are there.
I think maybe what you're looking for, you need to find.
I think it's.
Or find it in.
No, I think I just need to be more true to myself when I'm.
Yes.
Maybe you need to find yourself.
I found I found myself, and that's just good. I know my faults. I know my habit. I know all these things now. That's like, okay, that's how I am, and let's just can accept that.
Mm-hmm.
The other person has to accept it as much as I do as well.
Exactly.
And I have to accept them in the same way as well.
And stuff as well.
And if I can't, and if I don't want to. I refuse to just be like, oh, I'm going to change this because like this is going to be more beneficial for someone else. I have to I don't know.
Think that's quite a closed way of going into seeing someone. Imagine if they were doing the same. They need to both holding that back from each other. Do you know what I mean?
Jeez, she's glad. Harriet. Harriet. Yes, I'm just gonna be myself. I love being creative. I love my own time and space as well. It's great. I love not looking too far ahead, but I do look too far ahead sometimes. But I do love not looking too far ahead.
You're human.
I'm a human being now.
I think it's one thing that we have got to realize as well is girls are too.
Yeah, no. This is why I like the whole concept. No, but this is why we're, in a way, when we're doing this, is that we want to hear the perspective so we can understand the female perspective more, because we are all human, of course, but there's a perspective.
I think that's bullshit.
Really?
I think every person is different, regardless of sex.
Yeah.
You're not going to figure out the female sex.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
But where does that context come from then?
What?
That I feel like I have to understand.
Because if you
understand
the women, then you're not going to have any problems with them again.
With all the women.
That's what you have it as. Like, once I figure it all out, then I can make sure this stuff that's happened to me before won't happen again. I can make sure I have the perfect one or ones for me.
Final episode.
It's over. No, because your common denominator is a female each time. That's your relationship experience, yeah? So you're trying to figure that out when actually you just need to figure the person out, I think.
But then, do you know what I was thinking even the other day? Is that, is it even really about the other person when you think about it?
No, in a way, I don't.
Isn't it? Because my perception of that other person is all coming from me.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're making it up.
You might not know until you see them or you meet them what you want. You might see them and go, oh my god, it's you.
Yeah.
And you probably don't even know what that is yet.
I have had moments, and actually you can vouch for me on that, that I thought that person was.
Where are they?
Very nice, can I say?
No, it's just two of them, isn't it?
Well, the one that came to my head.
Figure it out.
I don't know what that one is. Just tell me. The one who begins with this.
Yeah,
we're giving it away.
No,
See, yeah, see.
But until one of them is on the show, I think it's best to keep that one down on the low. But yeah, it was literally just like,
I don't even let anyone.
It's official. You do.
Oh, okay.
Fucking hell, man. I've got a wide. My imagination is ridiculous. That's why I would never take LSD or anything like that, because that would just
you'd never come down.
Finish me off it just destroy me.
So alright, you know this whole. I'm just using this word by the essence thing, or AKA intention, or AKA the journey, AKA the process, whatever you want to call it. If you were more focused on that with women, like let's say it was. I'm just gonna make this up. Let's just say it was fun. Just want to have fun. And when I say have fun, that doesn't mean wild. I don't mean wild as in like just keep banging. I mean fun as in everything that you do. Like you have fun conversations, etc., etc. And you stay as much as possible aligned to that and focused on that. Then everything else around it
will match up to that. And when it doesn't, because you just say, no, but that's the thing, some girls won't want that, then maybe they're no longer a match.
I'm just scared that there's no girl.
That's bullshit. There's far too many humans.
There's a bit that comes this.
I know, but I'm just like...
How about this? You've both heard it before. You know, when you stop looking, it will find you.
Yeah.
Right. As corny as that sounds. But I reckon that's when you're happiest, because you become happy with who you are. You're doing everything that you want to do. Therefore, the person that accepts you at that level means that you can continue doing everything you enjoy doing, not sacrifice anything, because that's how they've met you.
Okay.
So, stop looking.
I mean, that's what I want to attract to her. But yeah, I don't want to look for anymore. I'm just going to just enjoy doing my stuff.
Yeah, welcome to enjoying the journey. Like, if you look at it in terms of love life, you just enjoy the journey.
Yeah, I'm just going to enjoy the journey. But
so that could mean maybe you meet a girl on one day and you have sex. Maybe. Or it might mean you don't.
Might end up marrying a sister.
that is a topic though. No. I want to talk about this. We're talking about why we're limiting ourselves on this stuff. Now, what if the sister thing triggered it so good?
Why?
Let's not say sister, but what if it was a best friend? Or what if it was your friend's ex-girlfriend, for example? Now, we're talking about this limitation thing. I guess it is an individual thing. I'll find it very hard to do something with someone who my friend had sexual relationships with.
Yeah, but if it comes down to your like ethical,
that'd be down to your like morals, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a limitation.
But really, it's not their property though. Like in a way, in my head, I'm thinking like, why is that so important to me?
No, that's nothing to do with them. It's to do with your friend or the connection or how it's going to hurt them. Surely, like I wouldn't get with anyone if I knew it would hurt someone, regardless of how hot I thought they were. If they said it's okay, then you know it probably isn't. Yeah. And if they genuinely mean it, then I think you'd know, because you could have it out with them.
But again, you're giving the power out to someone else. It's what's your moral code, for example? Your moral code is I wouldn't get with my friends. I wouldn't get with my friend's ex. Like if the code that was out of integrity for you, for example.
What if we were?
Then you're not going to feel limited, are you?
No, but what if we were compatible? What if that girl? Everything about the girl was exactly.
What
can I do about that?
The problems are going to come from when your best mate was with that girl. He's going to be thinking, "What about when we were together? Was that a thing? Have you met him before? Like, what happened?
Yeah, but that kind of not fair, though.
No, it's not fair.
On terms of, I know what you're saying.
It's between you and your friend.
But at the same time, I kind of hear what you're saying. You're trying to be like, where's the line between being true to yourself and doing something that someone else is saying?
No one's really owning someone else. Like, yeah, you might get married to someone. It's like, yeah, this is my. But what I mean is that.
To do with that?
No, what it means. What I mean is.
We're
talking about.
Depends on the time, doesn't it? It's the week after they're broken up. Maybe
I know. Yeah,
10 years and you bump into each other and hit it off. Then you know what? Fine. Depends how close the link is and how many sort of ties you're going to break. Because you're sacrificing.
And you're just coming out with what ifs. Come on,
why?
Something's so long as well. Like if you could bring a real what happened or this is an actual thing because
this happened.
The what if.
That has happened.
So why is it?
That's happened still.
What's happened?
No, but I never done anything. There was one time where I felt like this girl, like I knew that they weren't getting on, but I knew that we were getting on more.
Yeah.
But we were friends. Like it wasn't like I can't wait till they break up so I can try and go in there. Like, but I knew even if they break up, I'm just not gonna do it. But I know that we'll be good together. Like, that was in my head.
Okay.
But there was a limitation now.
Why?
Because he'd already been with her. Even though they weren't compatible, argue all the time, but they're not a match. But even if we're a match, it's like, well, he was with her first. It's like, but why is it because he was with her first? Like, what if I never met him in my life before?
But that's the answer.
And I met her.
That's the answer to that.
It's crazy. Like, no, I'm inquiring. There's no right answer to this. But I'm inquiring about it because it is something I found interesting.
But look what happened with
we're limiting ourselves to someone because there might have been someone else.
But look at all the thing that happened with Will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good example. Is that, but you both.
Yeah, but look at what I was choosing, even though I fancied her too. Because yes, I fancied her, but my, if you want to call it integrity, loyalty, whatever, with Will was a priority, was more important. I didn't feel like, oh, that means I'm losing out.
But that was in the first.
Because there's billions of other girls out there still as well. Yeah. That could be, I could be compatible. I mean, I didn't really know, so I don't know if I was compatible. But with what you said about compatibility, there'll be loads of other girls.
But have you ever liked a guy, and your friend liked the guy as well, and you made her get with him, so to speak? Like you said, oh, don't worry, you can have him. Like,
but it's never, ever been anything serious or emotional.
Okay.
Because me and my friends just wouldn't. Because nothing would come. But that sounds really cringy. But nothing would come between that. If it started to, then you don't go there.
Okay.
It's not. It's just one of those things.
And they say if it started to, like.
No, but if you realise that things are getting tense when you're talking about it, or going, he's really hot, I think he's hot too.
No, just inquiring, blood. You know, just a little thing.
There's so much thinking. Like,
no, but it goes on to the thing that you just said. Like one thing, like that really was just that you did more often, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but
so that's a but what I mean. That's the lighter version of what I'm talking about. Because
what came down to me was about my principle, my personal principle in relation to friendship and personal principle in relation to women. So it wasn't like he was like, oh, it's fine, go for it, it's fine, go. That still didn't make me go, oh, I want to go for it, because of our friendship.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And what my how I respect and how I want our friendship to be, and etc.
What if you met her on the app?
Yeah.
I know it's all F again.
Yeah.
But you met her on the app.
Yeah. I know someone this has actually happened to.
Yeah. No, it's happened to, it happened to me. I told you it briefly.
Oh, no.
That my friend had dated someone that I dated through an app.
Yeah.
But obviously, how is she supposed to know? But yeah, like what if you dated her and you didn't know that he was speaking to her at the same time as well?
Yeah.
But then you happen to talk about her. Like, oh yeah, mate, it's what. And he's like, yeah, me too. And then you realise that it's both the same girl.
Yeah. Then she needs to rein it in.
Isn't it more or less, it's more or less the same. I know you kind of knew. I know you kind of knew in the beginning.
Yeah,
when he's in the club.
Not kind of. I did.
You did know.
Well, no, I didn't know at first. No, I wasn't sure, and then after.
But it wasn't a concrete thing for them both yet. That wasn't concrete. That wasn't in. It wasn't cemented yet.
Somebody with me and
their connection wasn't concrete yet. Your one was. You got the number.
Yeah, but come back to the other thing you're talking about.
So if you both met this girl separately, and you both eventually did like her, would you start looking at okay, you maybe say to her, well, who do you want? Like maybe you might say that, but then at the same time, it might be between you as friends.
Yeah, I'd be
who's going to let go and make the other one continue the journey.
Yeah, we'll probably have a conversation around that. I'm assuming,
but it's the same scenario. Really. It's only that you was invisible.
It might depend on where she's at as well in her dating life. Like whether she might want to be a relationship. Like, let's say I don't want a relationship, and let's say he does, and she wants one. Well, I'm not gonna be.
There's
I'm not gonna be a full match for her. So in that kind of scenario, it'd be like, all right, well, obviously,
the full match thing. So it goes back now to what you did on that night and what he did on that night.
The difference is
he wasn't a full match.
No, but
he liked her.
But the difference is that night, it was. I knew. Oh, I didn't know. I knew after we were in that same situation. You just said if we didn't know, and we're dating this girl for a while, and then we find out. Okay. So then we're gonna have a different kind of conversation. At that particular time, I thought, oh yeah, he's on her, and then he wasn't there anymore. He left. So then I was like, oh, maybe he's just chatting like how he usually does.
Yeah.
And me and her was still chatting again. So I was like, all right, I could leave it because I'm thinking maybe he might come back later, but I actually don't know. Yeah. Maybe he isn't into her, and I know I am. So all right,
let's stay in touch. And then, but because I wanted to be clear about it, alright, so how were you actually about that?
Yeah.
And obviously,
he
what
said, yeah, but
yeah.
And he sounded like he was okay with it, innit? But he wasn't.
I think in any respect, if it's, I just think your friendship comes first. You'll find another person, like, fuck it.
Yeah.
It's really not. It's not really even where, to me, I think your friendships should be precious, and if anything's putting pressure on that, then that's not cool. You need to reevaluate.
No, I'm talking about what actual friendship. So you're not talking about just acquaintances, like someone.
Yeah.
You're talking about friendship. Like,
I'm
if
definitely
it's someone that you know,
on
then you make a judgment between whether you can morally do that. If you think, I think you've always got to think on the negative end of it. Even if they're saying it's fine, imagine how they could feel if that hurt them and what that could do to your friendship.
Yeah.
Like, if it's going to be shit and they're not going to forgive you for it, then that's right at the other end of it. But if that's how it's going to be, and you value that person, like, you don't go near that. You don't go near that situation. You don't allow that to happen, even if you think it probably won't.
I'm coming from a scarcity point of view a bit as well, in the sense of there's not going to be any other girl I'm going to meet.
Yeah,
and I mean, unless all right. If it's just like, oh, we get on and we're compatible, but like, I'll be like how I kind of was then. Yeah. But if I'm like, oh my gosh, no, there's something that my whole being, I'm just so drawn to it. Like, she must be the one. She is. If I'm in that kind of space, then I'm probably going to deal with it in a different way. But I'm going to talk with my friend about it and be like, that's how I am. How are you about it? Because he might just be like, oh, it's just another girl who maybe I might want to get to know. Like, you may not be in that.
But that's what I meant, is that,
but when you like that,
yeah, you see like more, and my situation as well.
Yeah, but I wasn't like she's the one.
I know you weren't like she's the one, but you definitely pursued her by taking her number. He didn't pursue her to take her number. So in that case, and you met her that night. So it wasn't that you both built a rapport with her and that you're both friends or you're all friends as a whole.
Yeah.
It was just that night you happened to meet her the same day as he did.
Yeah.
And he hasn't got no emotional connection with her because he doesn't even know her yet.
Yeah.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't know her either. But you've done the step of trying to get to know her more.
Yeah.
And it seemed like you wanted it more than he did.
Mm.
So in that instance, this is what I meant about the limitation, is that why is it wrong that you did what you did? Or it isn't wrong, really.
Well, it's not.
Or there's no right or wrong in it. There isn't no right or wrong.
You just
met
the person.
You just met the person, yeah. So that's what I meant about your situation with him. But then obviously there's loads of different dynamics of it as well. So that if you do know someone and you know it's not working. But the reason why I was just inquiring about it, because I just found it like you could stop yourself from going for something because of what you might think someone else is worried, like, you know, how they're going to feel about it. But
right, here's the thing.
Yeah.
If they're really important,
Yeah.
and you're like, shit, shouldn't have let them go, then you have a contact to them, don't you? Because that person you know is with them. It's fine. You can get back in contact with them. Can I get that girl's number? It's fine. You'll see her again.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Did you ever contact her again then?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that. But it happened because I was. Huh?
I thought I must drop the.
Your reflection wasn't like you were trying to reach that.
No, because
like a fly. Yeah, that was a couple of weeks. It was when I got back. This was before Christmas, for example. So after Christmas, I was like, because I was still interested, but I wanted to know where he was at. And I was like, so where are you at with it all? Blah blah blah. And he was like, well, blah blah blah. Da, da. He was just like, you know, how he was a bit. It's like, well, this happened. Da, da, da. They hadn't met up, and he was like, your turn. So the thing was, I was not going to actively try to arrange or pursue her, if you want to call it that,
knowing that he
was actively doing it. Yeah. That's what it was.
Okay.
At the set, like that's what was going on.
That makes a lot of sense.
I wasn't like that's why I went to double check to be like, oh, is it someone you want to pursue after that night? Because if it wasn't, I would have started from then.
Yeah.
But because of what unfolded and what came up from that, I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to actively, and not because I thought, it means we're going to be in competition. Like, it was none of that. It's just like, all right, cool. Just also partly because of how I saw it was, all right, even though I asked for the number, what you're saying, we ended up all talking because he was the one that said hi or whatever he said to her. So that's how I looked at it. It wasn't that I actively went and did it.
Yeah.
And because I was thinking maybe he might be interested, that's why. It could have been, because there's other scenarios where, you know, he might have he's spoken to girls, but he's not interested in that way, he's just playing around. And if it's clear, then there's no issue there, because I'm like, I know he's not actively...
It's interesting. It came up because of the whole ownership thing that was talked about back in the day. And how even in single life, ownership kind of feels like it's present sometimes. I was just trying to differentiate if that was the case in that sense, like that one of you felt like you owned the situation.
No, but he wasn't thinking about that at all.
It sounds very clear.
He wasn't like, I own like
no, that's what the first blood. So no,
it was none of that.
Yeah, but that would mean that would sound like ownership, right? Like if someone said that, like, that's what the first.
But like, let's say it does. Let's say he did do that.
Yeah.
I've got to follow what's true for me.
Yeah, and what's true for you? Be like, oh yeah, okay, cool.
So what was true for me around that whole thing was, I wasn't sure if you're actively pursuing. Are you? You are. Okay, cool. I won't. Yeah. That's it. And like what she just said about how about you could always connect through a friend or whatever. That's what ended up happening because he didn't take her number. Yeah. So when I contacted her, I was real with her, and I said to her where I was at as well. But I said also about how it was with my friend.
Yeah.
Is it cool for me to pass your number on to him?
Yeah. Still got that order. Intro. He just creeps in there.
Yeah. Like, obviously, it's for however you want to make it up, yeah. But like,
I had those same.
The whole thing of like,
I definitely agree, 100%. I'd do exactly what you're doing, but it's just inquiry, like, why is it such a true principle for? Well, maybe it's just an individual thing. That's that, or
I would say it comes to an individual thing, because like, it's all individual things, and it's all perception as well. It's all individual perception.
Nice. The hammer. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. Oh yeah.
It's just not happening.
It's not happening, no.
So
oh shit! There's a murder scene happening. What are you guys saying, about us women?
So in terms of
sorry.
How it's kind of ended up starting as well, because I just basically say to you where we were at. No, I was basically the rest of you. Yeah. So I had enough as well. Thank you. Quite really enjoyed that. That was good dinner.
Man, I'm gonna put honey next time.
Oh yeah, I forgot we could put that this time.
No. I'm gonna cook on Wednesday for everyone on the afternoon. Yeah, hopefully carrots dinner at this thing.
So basically, what I was trying to find out was, yes, I get creativity, major priority for you. Me too. But I'm also very clear. Women are important aspects of my self-expression too.
Absolutely.
So that's why I was asking, where are you at with it in the sense of, and then obviously you said the stuff you said.
Yeah.
And it's like,
no, but
what about if you just enjoy it? If you just enjoy it, like just like you enjoy your like it's either or, and how I always parallel the energy and the way and the being for me, the connection that I have with my creativity, the same with women. Like it can be the same with women at least. Like the love that I have for creativity, the way that you have fun with it, you're just in the flow, you're present. That same energy, I always see it. It's the same for me with women, and that's just something to connect with, or to stay connected with. And again, with the whole creativity thing, what are we aware of? Like we might be like, all right, we're going to set off with this project. We have certain things like milestones or goals or whatever within it, but we're clear as well. We have to flow in it. You have to experience the process of it. Like in this moment right now, I might set 3 hours aside to write, and I might only write one line, but there was a process that just happened, and then the next day I might write the rest of it, basically. Just like
you set aside free time.
Space.
It didn't mean that you had to write 1,000 words. It meant that you had to be doing something that's going to get you further in that story.
There's that space, and bang, I'm flowing in it. So the same thing with, well, that's how I tried to parallel it. The same thing as well, like it was just the whole going with the journey with the girls. So the journey for me is just keep hanging out, 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 keep hanging out. Let's keep hanging out. Let's keep hanging out. Keep hanging out. Keep hanging out. We're dead. Now, if I end up just doing that with one particular girl in that romantic way, I don't really see that anymore. As I said, I do keep saying that, but obviously I'm not close up to it. But it's the hanging out. That's what the journey is for me, and I have to set. I don't have to, but I choose to set time aside that to spend with women where I hang out with them, and I let myself be fully connected to hanging out, which will mean I'm not thinking about this other project. I'm not saying that stuff won't come up, but no, this is hangout time. This is that space, and I can imagine doing the same thing if I end up getting into a relationship. But even if we were to live together, we'll be around each other. That's often, but actually, let's have actual space and time where we're clear. We are actually fully hanging out. Because there'll be times when I'm working on my creativity and you might be around, but she's got to be aware my full attention or my attention is on my project time that day.
On that particular time,
On that that's going to be the background of your recording.
No, it's okay. This is real life. This is what it's all about. It's not about editing and all your experience. It's like, oh man, the toilet's in the back. No, like this is what actually happened for real.
Say yours.
No. Is that yours?
No, I put
you put one already? No, it's not mine.
I've got one.
Did you buy one?
No. I just wanted to use one.
You can use mine.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm giving you one.
No, I'm not even using the whole of it. I'm gonna use. You need all of it.
No.
I just leave like a quarter for them because that's all. I was just gonna boil it to have lemon water in the morning. So it's quite a big one.
I'm convinced I got one as well. It's on film now.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. This is the journey. Oh.
So that's how it is. And there is a part of me. That's why I do say, even though I don't have the intention, I'm quite intrigued about how I would be now in a relationship because I've never created or applied what I'm aware of now before. So like my last relationship. That period of time, I didn't do that. I haven't did any project stuff. Because why? Well, because I didn't. But like at the same time I didn't create that space. Especially once we were living together, it's like we're around each other the whole time. And that's not a problem, but it's not always going to be that quality time. Just because you're around someone doesn't mean it's actually quality. It's not like, it doesn't mean you're fully present. So I'll make sure I always make that time.
I'll tell you what you made me realise. Do you know what you made me realise today?
That you're gay, blood. No, sorry. That's not a problem. Either if you are.
Can't be doing
See, that's the thing as well. I'm not gonna lie. I was at a point where I was just like, oh my, this is. I wanted to know. I was at a point when I wanted to know everything I could know in relation to your species. Your species, the female, women. Just because I thought, by me knowing as much as possible, then it'll just make it easier. But as I was trying to keep gathering more information, it just kept making me think too much and made me overcomplicate things. I'm just like, I'd just rather not think about it and just be with that particular individual female.
Exactly.
And however that grows and experience happens.
It's got to be on an individual basis. Otherwise, that's like me saying, I want to get with you, I'm going to find out what Mike's like. And I was like, well, it's going to do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, do you know what I mean? It's
Like,
like
well,
saying, I want to...
You lost me actually. What do you mean?
As in, it's like going for one person and going for like some other girl, finding out what they're like.
And just
How does
jumping
that make
into it.
sense?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Because you're trying to
Everyone's
work
different,
out what every girl is like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
How?
but every
How do you do that?
Though I will say, again, it's general, but there are some general things that do play or come up. But I think that's more. I think that's more to do with the feminine energy, which I don't think is related to women. I know women may have more of that, but men have feminine energy too, and I've seen it actually in men. It depends on how much.
I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I have to see.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you now.
I'm excited about this. What are you making?
Rum and ginger. You don't
I
make
don't really like that though.
Rum and ginger.
I found some ginger.
Okay.
You found some ginger there?
Yeah.
I love my rum. What rum is it?
Shit rum.
No, it's not shit rum. It's nice.
Is it?
Well, it's €7, but
€7,
compared
yeah,
to
that's like a fiver. But
Oh,
it's
fine,
good.
yeah. Okay,
No, if you think about it.
that's good. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that is
for the
really good,
value, for the
actually.
value, that's
Oh god, okay, I'll have that one.
okay. Here it goes.
Here it goes. Here it comes. There we go.
I don't need to work out what women, the whole generalizing of the women and all that stuff. What I did in my past relationship is what I'm going to continue to do for the rest of my life until someone accepts what I do. That's it. That's all I need to do. And it might be 6 months. It might be 6 months. It might be 12 months. It might be. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's Michael Lawson. And everything I've done so far in my life, and that I love doing, I'm going to continue doing.
Good.
Until there is a female that comes into my life who accepts that lifestyle that I lead.
Fucking right.
Exactly.
Now, I might be with this girl doing amazing things for 6 months, and then she might say, "This doesn't work for me, Mike. What you do?" And I might be okay, cool.
And that is, yeah.
And it might be 12 months. It might be 5 years, and then they might decide this. And obviously I'm going to change in the 5 years as well.
Of course.
But however I change in the 5 years,
Yes.
they need to be able to be okay with that change that I do in the 5 years as well. I'm going to always, I don't care what girl it is, I'm always going to be okay with who they are. It might sound like, what are you talking about? But I can always be okay. The issue is that I'm doing enough in the beginning, but in terms of the long goal, so far in my journey, that's what's been the problem, is that I'm not matching their expectation in the future. But it's okay. Like, if we can just do this, if we could just do this journey, yeah, exactly. But I don't worry about where they are in their journey. I just love that I've been around them.
Yes.
And I'm always going to be this like this for the rest of my life. So what you said about, what you both said actually, oh, you got ginger bear, fucking hell.
I think ginger beer.
It's good. Oh yeah.
Well, it says Caribbean style, so it's got some. Oh,
Caribbean.
Oh yeah, it says ginger taste.
Ginger taste.
You fucking did it. You fucking did it. Do you know how much I love rum? Rum and ginger is the best.
It's
no.
Yeah, spicy ginger taste is official. Oh shit, is this alcohol?
No!
Sans
we just done it!
Alcohol. Sorry, wait, listen, I was too excited. Sorry. You know we missed something. I missed that. I completely missed that. Sorry. So yeah, that's it. Just like there's nothing wrong with what I've done so far. I've been doing what I've doing, and yeah, it's not worked for some people. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna end up regretting shit. Like you're gonna end up compromising, not doing what you want, and then.
I'm an artist. I love improving my craft, and eventually I'm going to get there to a point where I'm really happy with it. Cheers. Thank you very much.
Salute.
Salute.
Ricky said it was salute, and I'm guessing that's like Brazilian.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah. Because.
It'll do.
Thank you, Harriet. Where did you get the ginger beer? Very much. Where did you get the ginger beer? That's not the right answer.
It's the right answer.
Oh my god.
It's the closest shop to us.
Really?
Mm.
On the right or left? The
Depends which way
right.
you're
The one
walking.
on the right is the closest one, isn't it? On Red As, you mean? They've got that. Ginger. Fucking hell. Wow, all that time I didn't see it.
I don't know
This
if I
is
think
really
it was the same
good, man.
shot. but-
Yeah, this is my drink, man. This and gin and Fanta lemon are my new drinks now. Wine's blood.
Gin makes me cry.
Cheese blood man's drinking now. Oh, that's so good. Thanks, Emma, for the run.
I paid for it.
Thanks, Harriet. And the ginger.
This is really good, thank you.
That's alright.
The way I'm
So-
drinking that.
Yeah.
I need a girl like that. I need a girl to give me the same. I need a girl that gives me the same feeling that I get when I go to the toilet.
I was busy.
You don't need to
The number two.
the number 2 feeling plus.
Never, we had this
Just
competition.
never say
Number
it to
2.
them. You're perfect for me because you make me feel like that. No, that can never happen.
No.
Because I get that same feeling I get when you just go to the toilet and just rush in and get the pants down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the feeling I get with you, baby, every time.
Awful.
When you're about to put the key in the door and you thought to go to the toilet for the last half an hour and you're just jumping around. Finally getting that toilet, barge the door open and oh, and that last tickle.
Still going. Brilliant.
But yeah.
I hope
So
you
yeah,
find it.
no. It's not even about fun. I just guess I'm just gonna have to be who, just do what I'm doing. Like, just keep doing what I'm doing, and you know,
Journey, man.
friends of friends are gonna introduce me to someone. I don't know. I might just be in the bar one day, and you know, I might start chatting to someone. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not gonna look into it anymore. Guess what I've been doing is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Stay on the journey. You're on the journey already, just stay on it.
Yeah.
Like, one way I look at the relationship, like when you get to call it a relationship, or this is my girlfriend, or this is my wife, or whatever, however you guys end up defining it or creating it, like that's the outcome of the journey that you both are going to have. That's how I see it. Like, those are just going to be outcomes. Those are just going to be like the fruits of it. But the journey is what's going to be the connection again. It's the connection that you're both going to keep having. At the times when you're laughing, at the times when you're fighting, if you guys can get connected back, when you're sleeping with each other, when you're just watching TV together.
If things are so good in the moment, then
At the moment or in the moment?
in the moment,
When?
you're with someone, you have the honeymoon period.
Yeah.
I know, but yeah, that's what I mean. It makes me laugh because it is starting to become like, well, it is a honeymoon period in a way. Because what happened after that? And why does that thing happen after that?
Okay, do you remember we were talking with, do you know about Lavelle?
No.
Lavelle?
Oh, my. No, but I just wanted to know what he's going with.
I was going to say, your mum, Robin.
Oh, Robin.
When we do the show first,
Yeah.
she was talking about like her looks and health and stuff, and like she's not that happy with her physical appearance at the moment. And by her graduation, she wants to have lost weight, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And then what came up was she was talking about like the what do you call it, the magazines that are out there, which might make you think, oh, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, blah blah. And you brought up about like the working out, like, oh, it can instantly happen. Like it says like get abs in 6 months, for example, but that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So let's parallel that to a honeymoon period.
Yeah.
And what you said about our friend, he did this regime thing for 3 months, where he basically transformed his body. It did actually check, like,
He was great. It was a good look.
and then you said, and then what happened after? Because what happened after? It's not that he lost it. It just didn't stay the way it
He
stayed.
didn't continue.
Because he didn't continue.
Yeah.
But the reason why it wasn't maintained is because he didn't continue.
Oh, so you're saying?
So in the long run, I do this a lot. Like,
No,
I do this all the time. Got such a tangent. I was going to say this as well because I was
doing analogies.
I don't know why that happens though, you know. Because you know what? It's by the time I get to the end where I realise what I've done and I go, oh, it's taking the wrong way round.
No. It makes it more meaningful. I'm with you.
So the honeymoon period. Why does it? Like after the honeymoon period, why does it then go? Because two people didn't keep maintaining whatever you want to call it. Let's say the fire for now. They didn't keep maintaining the fire. Majority of the time, because it's not going to be there all the time, but the majority of the time.
But maybe that's because you realise your faults and your flaws in each other.
It could be that, yeah. But underneath it all, it wasn't maintained. Because if the fire is maintained, let me rephrase that. That form of connection is maintained. I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's not use that word, but you get what I mean,
that,
yeah?
But I'm saying maybe you don't keep that going because you've got doubts. Whether you actually think it's enough to end it or not, that's different. But if you're like, but he does this, maybe it'll stop, or maybe it'll get better.
Here's my thing here now that I'm going to put in though, because that's what you're saying. Because you're saying like, yeah, because that is what ends up happening. You're in a honeymoon, and then like, but what if? But what if? What? And yeah, now you're thinking about these things that aren't happening, or maybe some things might be happening. But originally, the connection that had you both there, when you're connecting with each other, is that relevant? It kind of disappears. So when you're in that connection with each other, those things disappear. Because I'm I'm sure, like people who do have that connection and last for however long they last for. And I don't have it like it means it's more important, the connection, like depending on like how long, because you could just be together for a year and that's great, or for 20 years, whatever. Yeah. But no, this is nothing I do.
Oh shit!
Forgot now. No. The connection. So I'll say about the connection. And you got the connection and those doubts disappear.
When does it fade?
Like basically they disappear. I think my point was basically though, if the connection's maintained, there's other things become irrelevant.
This is my cousin, isn't it?
And when they become irrelevant and they disappear. Do you know what it is though? What actually happens? I'm in the like blah 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 blah, and it's like I feel something just go.
Yeah, I know that. So it's like, where's it going?
Man.
Oh wow.
So it's talking about like the doubts about coming,
the what ifs,
which are all valid and stuff. But if you just stay connected, let's say this. Let's say you're in that space where you're both in love with each other. You both love each other. If you both just stay connected to loving each other, that's what I was going to say. Yes. Basically, there's going to be probably going to be things about that girl which I will get frustrated about. Just certain things that she may do. That doesn't mean I cannot be with her anymore.
Get the shit out of me, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Hello.
Good.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to
Oh, that smells good.
So that's what I was saying. There are going to be things that you're not necessarily going to like. There's not going to be anything you're going to like about a person. That doesn't have to be your reason why you stay with them. Because you have to like everything. If you love them. Now, I'm saying this for a reason in the sense of where we can become unhealthy. It becomes unhealthy and unbalanced, and that's a bit different.
Yeah.
But if there's a general, healthy, balanced experience happening, I might not like. I don't know.
Yeah.
You might snore or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, you've got to accept people.
So you don't snore. You snore. I don't like it, but guess what? I've got to remember. Wait, I love you. It's when I don't remember that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I go, it's you snore, and you do this, and you do that. Because definitely, that's the kind of stuff that I'll be doing, and they might not like it. Yeah. And within reason, I might. Stop.
Watch it, cuz.
No, I don't mean it's about fighting. I mean on them.
Yes.
Like I'll sit on them, I might do it in the face and stuff like that. And get it, or I'll be like, take the hands. That kind of stuff. Alright, and within reason, alright, yeah. If it's causing a real tiff, then If it's against my self-expression, then I don't know. It would vary.
Yeah,
I'll still do it at
force
times.
it, yeah.
But yeah, this is what my point is. What's my point anyway? Back to just remembering the love, basically, or the connection.
Yeah.
So the honeymoon thing, it's like about whether it's maintained, because that's the thing as well. Well, I say this from my experience, like you kind of want this thing. Oh, I want the relationship, or I want this the relationship, and then you're in the relationship, and it's like, oh, I'm in there now. But it's like, no, like we're gonna keep. We got to keep having the relationship. Like, wait, we got to keep making the relationship up with each other. Like, oh, keep creating it. Like, this is how it was then. It's like even with what I said about with Samuel, our friendship. Look how long we and him have been friends. Well, I've got this friend been friends with since I was 9, so like 20.
Yeah.
This year will be 21 years.
Sweet blood.
Right? And he's like my brother. Like, well, he's my brother.
Yeah.
And recently we actually had a massive. Well, when I say recently, Wednesday just gone. Massive fallout. Like, and then we resolved it the next day. Like, went through our whole. Like, we tried to resolve it on the night, but it was massive. Like, we hadn't had something like that before.
You and Emma, I imagine.
Me and Emma have had one.
Oh.
Yeah,
actually, me and my best friend had one as well. Big one.
I don't think those.
It's horrible.
You always get through it.
Exactly. That's the thing, though. That's part of the sometimes part of the journey of your friendship going to another level. Like, if you want to say like a make or break.
Yeah.
And like when we were talking and we was talking about friendship, we're like, yeah, maybe like our friendship is more moving to in a different way now to the way that it has been before, which has been mainly just focused on like, you know, not mainly just focused on, but a lot involves when we're going out and trying to chat to girls or talking about our
alcoholic now.
creativity and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But now we're like, you know, it might be completely different now. Because we've both grown as well as human beings, as individuals.
Yeah.
So, what my point is, it's not like we're just friends and that's it. It's a thing where it's up to us to be consciously present in our friendship and create our friendship together.
Mm-hmm.
No different with a girlfriend, boyfriend.
Yeah, definitely.
That's it. Just keep doing what we're doing then, eh? So would you say you're really content with how you're dealing with your life right now, and you just gonna keep doing this?
Life or love happens.
Okay. Right. So everything was like really, really normal when I lived in Bristol. I had a great job, loads of really good jobs. My flat was amazing. Everything was great. I had a boyfriend. Everything was amazing. But I was bored. I was like really discontent for whatever reason. And I felt that I should move to Barcelona. I had done for like maybe 2 years since meeting you, Ricky, coming here and everyone going, you should move here. But that's the only reason. Everything was like amazing before moving here. But I felt like a call, I don't know, not spiritual, but like a calling to be here. If I hadn't done it, then I'd have regretted it.
Yeah.
But that meant all kinds of changes, losing a really good flat, losing a boyfriend, all this sort of stuff. But I don't regret that. Because imagine if I stayed there, that's not a progression at all. Like, you've got to do it. You can't just like, as much as my boyfriend was amazing, absolutely amazing, I
always do that because
we both understood that I couldn't just stay. That would end the relationship like that, regardless.
Yeah.
But like, you can't have regrets. Can you imagine like being in a relationship with someone for 10 years, sacrificing everything you wanted to do, coming out of that relationship for whatever reason anyway, and then going, I should have done it.
Yeah.
But you couldn't do it then.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
that happens with some people.
That happens for a lot of
Exactly.
people.
Don't do that. Do you? And then people will come, people will go.
Yeah.
It will work. You might not find like the one till you're like 70, but it will be the best relationship you've ever had.
Exactly.
100%.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Preach. No, like you see people in church and they get spirit. Like,
That's what I think.
No, because that's a great way. The fact that you even said 70.
Yeah, so it's like
because people think, I might be too late in my life. No, like you're just 70. You're still in life. You're still alive and you're still in life, and
it'll be the best thing ever.
Because sometimes I think people as well, I don't sort of say people, I have mistaken like the longevity of something, like to be like, oh, that might mean it's more of a quality thing, but that's, but then through experience, that's not actually been true.
I mean, my mum and dad have got the best relationship I've ever seen on TV, on films, ever in my life.
Wow.
They've been together 25 years. I've never seen a relationship like it. That means my standards are like up there, but I've realised in the last year I'm not the same person as my mum or my dad.
Yeah.
So that's just, it's going to be different for whatever reason. At the same time, it's like, that's possible. It is possible.
It's still possible.
Like,
How?
Yeah. No, honestly, it's the best relationship I've ever seen.
Wow.
Ever.
That's good though, because you've got something as well that very close to you to be able to remember when you might deviate from.
Yeah,
like,
but having said, I've had
that.
some shitty relationships. There's no comparison. So it's like, knowing that is great, but at the same time, you can't just assume that everything is going to be the same just because you're aware of it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Harriet.
Stop this!
Alright.
We've got this between.
I'll tell you what, guys.
All of that.
I'll be honest with you. I drank way too quick on that first one.
What time
When was
was
the last
it?
time I drank?
And that drink's really good. It's really, really good.
Was it New Year's?
No.
I don't drink that much, you
I
know.
don't drink too much of it.
Though to be fair, this is a good. I like this drink. Ginger is one of my favourite drinks, so I don't know, it's one of my favourite
You
spirits.
found the ginger beer. Do you know, I might just tell them, guys, excuse me, do you mind just like restocking up because I want to get a few of these. Like, how much are they? Like 60 cents each?
Something like
Good.
that.
That's what I'm having on Wednesday. Rum and ginger. The game is over now, bro. Oh my god. The game is done. For your stuff.
It's just like that's because probably started to have a look. I'm a lightweight as well, so.
It's tomorrow.
But yeah. So you know, with your love life.
My what? It's non-existent.
With your love life.
No,
Oh,
non-existent.
no, exactly.
It's not.
Exactly.
It's still there.
Yes.
I have a
No,
love life
it's
right
still
now.
there, but I'm literally focusing on me. I'm being really, really. No, you say that, but
Yeah, next is on me. Yeah.
but you say that, but it's been really hard because it's nothing but selfishness,
Yeah.
and
So focus on
that's
yourself.
something. Yeah.
I think that's
Which
really
is-
important though.
No, it is important, but I've sacrificed a relationship because of it. So that's bad. I feel bad for that because it's
Yeah,
there's a lot of pain.
No, but there's a
for
difference.
people,
Right,
you know?
but there's a difference between like
But if I didn't do
if
it,
you were to diminish yourself in not doing that,
yeah,
then being with whoever.
wouldn't work. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that.
So it's like, so even though when you say you're focusing on yourself as well, and you said that too, Junior. All right, guess what? I'm focusing on myself too. Yeah, I'm focusing on myself too.
Okay, so we need to learn from this guy.
I'm not hiding it.
What are you talking about?
No, we have listeners. No, it's not. No, I'm not even hiding it. I'm not hiding it. But part of when I focus on my this actually came out. I wasn't expecting it. Because you know I'm not going to edit it out either. Because otherwise it defeats the whole object of on the wall experience, doesn't it?
This is real life, and we've got alcohol involved, so it just makes it even more.
But all I'm saying is like, so focusing on me, right? There's different aspects, different expressions of me. My creativity is a big one, and is like, I would say now probably the main priority. But women or / love life is very close But I would, it's more like creative. And then there's all the other things as well, like, which are also important. Obviously, family, mum, leisure, blah, blah, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even call it leisure because creative is quite leisure for me. That's hobby.
Yeah.
But, where was I going with this, man? Alright, so you guys are focusing on yourself, that's what I'm saying, yeah? So you're focusing on your creativity, your art, or your part of your purpose.
Yeah.
But in terms of love life women, love life men, I'm sensing it's still an aspect that's important, or you care about. So even though you might be like, oh, it's non-existent right now, you might
it's just not something that I'm actually actively pursuing at all. Which sounds mad, but actually everything is like, I don't know whether I assume it's happened because of the fact that that I haven't got a love life. But at the same time, like, I've got more work, I've got more to do, I've got more opportunities, I'm painting more, I've got more paid stuff, I've got more responsibility, therefore, because people are paying me to do stuff, I've got travel, that's what I wanted. I kind of made it so I don't have time.
Yes. Would you like to have time though? When I say...
not at the cost of travelling and painting.
I didn't say that though. You can have it all. This is my point.
No, but how?
Because
I've never had so much work and so many opportunities to travel.
Yeah.
And being in a relationship, I've never been able to do it.
So this is what I was trying to first, like, kind of hear. Like, is it in terms of when it comes to your love life? At some point, it's a case where it's just a relationship, or is it that you want to be dating, and then obviously maybe end up in a relationship? Like,
to be honest with you, I'm not even. I've not thought about it.
Or male company,
it's
male friendship.
I don't know. This sounds really, really. I don't know, because I don't have time for it.
See, no, sorry.
No. Ash, I understand.
Yeah, of course you do.
No, do you know what I understand? Because now I'm doing
I
everything.
could make
But
time for
that's my point.
I could.
Yeah, so it's not like you don't have it. That's fine. Then. But that's very different. Yeah, but that's very different to saying I don't have time.
Yeah. No, I can make time.
You just choose not to make time.
You couldn't make time because you can't time manage. I'm a time manager.
I arrived at 4 o'clock. I arrived at 3:30 or 4:40.
Hey, what's this? I'm running late. I need a time manager. Yeah. Go, Mike.
I got there bare late.
But it's right. Yeah. There wasn't a racket.
I told him.
No, it was about to come. I was like, no, there's no point. What's the point?
No, I'm going to make it on time if I went the right route straight away.
Are you joking? You were late anyway.
I went to go and take the bus, and I realised actually I should take the train. But if I just took the train, and then I would have been there on time.
What did I say?
You said take the train. But what I realised, I had 15 minutes to get the train, and I could have done it if I planned beforehand to work out.
Planned or listened? I don't know which one you.
Listen.
I like that ring, by the way. It was 2, but the rose gold. I like that part of the ring.
It was white, but I got spray paint on it, and now it's sort of just gone a little bit pinky.
It's quite nice, yeah.
You know, like an onyx, is it similar in terms of the way the stone? You know, the stone that onyx is black. Is this a similar type of? Yeah, no idea.
I have no idea.
No, I'm not saying I know all about stones, and I don't know shit about stones. I know the way I said it. My mum's a Taurus, yeah. So anyone who's a Taurus, I always I just think of my mum, and I just think, I
think of my past girlfriend.
Do you?
My past girl, yeah. That particular past girlfriend is the best relationship I've ever had, actually. She set the standards. No, but the stubbornness. That was the stubbornness bit. Because that's what I associate with Taurus.
To 100.
My mum sees blood. Trust me, mum goes hard. Sorry, mum, I have to say that.
Mum goes ham.
If she gets sex, she gets sex. This is over. It's game. And I just think of all the tourists in my life and how they do it.
Yeah, but
and
how
so
long do we get
funny.
shit done? We get shit done.
Yeah, you get shit
We're like,
done.
no.
Do you know what? Maybe tourists are the most organised.
You know I'm a triplet?
No?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. Nuts, innit?
What?
It's crazy. And I keep forgetting.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Well, no, you never met.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Mm.
What's that like? I've met twins before.
What's that? They're twins.
Okay, let me just
That's
get this straight
it's two
up.
guys as well. So
Straight off.
Yeah.
What's that like?
up.
I've never known any different.
Okay.
I don't know. What's
Fair
it
enough,
like?
that's true,
What's
yeah.
it like? What's it like not being a triplet?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I have no idea.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. It's great. No, I'm not trying to get you.
No, yeah, because I was just trying to think of the art. Yeah.
Because it's normal to me.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's really good. It's really good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wait, how much is it recording?
Maybe that's why it keeps like.
You sure it's still recording? Where's the?
As far as I'm aware, it says for me to stop it there, so it's still recorded.
And it never
Oh,
tells
yes,
you
it's
how.
there.
We've done 1 hour and 17 minutes.
Yeah, that's the first bit. Because there's the kitchen bit. Not making time.
Mm.
That's very different to say you ain't got time.
Yeah.
Completely.
Because we all have time.
Completely.
We have time. Everyone has time. The
There's
same
time
amount
to
of
do
time.
anything.
24 hours.
Mm.
But obviously we all choose what we're going to prioritise our time around and stuff. So now here's the thing. With your creativity, apart from when you're not sleeping, is every other hour dedicated to it. And if that's the case, that's fine.
Basically.
I don't think that's
No.
good.
No. I do like watching like music
Right.
videos.
You need a break. You need to go and do something that will inspire you.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like
That could be
doing
spending time with a
nothing.
girl.
Yeah.
Or playing football. Or whatever it is.
Be outside, just
So
do
there's other
something.
things that you also like doing as well. PlayStation.
So,
FIFA 16. Seriously. I haven't played PlayStation in such a long time, but while I was on Panto, I saw I was in Tesco, I think. It's £25. No, yeah, £25. Yeah, because it was for around Christmas time. So I was like, I'm just getting it, even though I knew I didn't have time to play it, and I didn't take my PlayStation down. But I was like, I'm just gonna get it anyway. So when I'm back, I can play it. But one of the guys who I was living with, he bought his PlayStation. So I was like, cool. And I didn't play it every day because there were other things that I wanted to do with my time when I wasn't performing, which wasn't playing the PlayStation. But there were times when I made that time. I had a good time. If he's watching, do you remember you were winning? What was it? 4-2 or 5-2? How did it end? 8-6 to me.
Oh no.
Ah!
Come back. This time that we have, and it's like, what do you want?
All this
That
time you
time.
don't have, but you're going to get a fucking PlayStation.
What's this time you want to use it for?
No. It's to socialise with my friends who have the console as well.
That is the
Across
biggest
the
pile of
world.
shit I've ever heard.
Across the world. No, it's true.
It's true, but that
That
means you have
headset.
time for a
Yeah, so
girl.
what's good, man? Long time no speak. I'm gonna kick your ass in this game. Like, I have time for a girl.
You could make time as well.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I do make time for a girl.
Do you really not want to though?
No, I don't want to.
At all.
No, I'm so excited about all my other stuff.
No,
Like,
I
I think
get
just
that.
saying that, not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, I think that's the one, not yet.
I know, yeah, it's not
No,
like
no,
it's just right now. You're asking me
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I
I'm
want
not
to go
saying
to
forever.
New York. I'm going to Berlin next month. I'm doing like all these things that,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, if I was
So in that
dating
time,
or seeing someone, I'd be like, sorry, I'm just.
yeah, no, but let's not look. So what if it was just like, when you go to New York and Berlin, you're just traveling, like there's this person who's interested in you. I want to take you on a date. Like, would you not have time for that? That's what I'm talking about.
Cool.
I get a
I'll make time
relationship.
for anything that I want to do. Anything.
Oh yeah.
No, but anything. That's the whole point. That's why I'm here, because I made time for me to do this. To move to Barcelona. So that's what I wanted to
I
do.
hear that.
Selfish.
Wow.
So good.
It's not, but that's the thing. You're like,
No, there's good and bad selfishness.
I'm just
There's good and
repeating
bad.
Abraham Hicks. Have you heard that? Have you heard that Abraham Hicks?
Yeah, but not
Law
sure.
They talk about law of attraction.
Yeah.
So they talk about that whole concept of being selfish, and they promote it because generally when we think of selfish, we have a negative connotation with it, like it means we're not thinking about others and blah blah blah, etc. etc.
Yeah.
But that doesn't sound like that's what you're thinking about. It's just that you're clear and focused on who you are and expressing who you are and being in your full self. And that's the best service you can give, I think, to anybody.
I've never felt more me in my life.
And I think
that's
feeling that way.
It's like, yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And you want to keep that and keep cultivating that, because then just the people who get to experience that, that's what they'll be blessed with. You being you.
Yeah, exactly. Not like
I'm
the me that wants to maybe do this at some point. Like I'm doing it. So
even what you were saying, you're saying you're just going to keep doing what you were doing. Yeah. It's the same thing.
Totally.
Yeah, I really get it.